Alright, hi YouTube, what's going on? And today we're doing something a little bit special. Sweet. So this is the NFL 2024 playoff bracket, and these are going to be my predictions, alright? I will, start of this video, I will say that I am a Cleveland Browns fan. I have been a Browns fan my whole life, so very exciting, but I will not be biased. I will give out the hard truth for the Browns, and for every single team. Alright? So, where do we begin? So, obviously, we got the Ravens and the 49ers with the first round bye. Let's start off with the NFC first. Make it a little more interesting. So, I think this is a Sunday night game. Eagles versus Bucks. And this is hard. Actually, I don't think it is hard. I'm going to say it right here. Bucks win. Right? Bucks will win this game. And the reason I'm saying that is because A.J. Brown is out. Jalen Hurts, I think. I don't know the news. I know when they did play the Giants, when they lost, I know A.J. Brown did something to his knee. And then Jalen Hurts hurt his finger or something. And then they had another injured player. I don't know. But also the Eagles are on a losing streak. They are, 1-5 in the last 6 games of the season? So, I really don't see them. It's so hard to tell. I think Baker Mayfield will go off. And definitely do everything in his power to win this game. But in the end, I think Bucks will take it. So, yeah. That's what I think. Next game, we've got the Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford game. Both quarterbacks were on each team the previous year. So this is going to be a really interesting game. A lot of interesting games, really, in the wild card weekend. Rams have a very good defense, and I mean, what's that guy's name? Their wide receivers are crazy. But I think with what is on the line, I think the Lions will definitely win. I just think the Lions are a better team, honestly. I don't know. I've never really liked the Rams either, ever since that no PI call against the Saints. Ever since then, I've hated the Rams so much. I don't care. I'm a Browns fan, and I still hate them, But I think the Lions will pull it off. Their defense is okay. Their offense is crazy. And they're on a winning streak, I believe, too. So, now the other interesting game, Cowboys and Packers. I think we all remember the one year where the Packers dominated the Cowboys, and they all thought the Cowboys was going to win. But I think this year is different. I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think Tim the Tatman will be happy with this prediction. If anything, he'll like this. Hold on. He'll like that. But no, I don't think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl this year. I will say that the Cowboys are a really good team this year. They have an outstanding defense. Dak Prescott's getting there. He's not amazing by no means, but I think they will definitely put the Packers into their place and get over to the divisional round. Not much else to say. I mean, I like Jordan Love. He's a really good quarterback for the Packers. He pulls out a Tom Brady card every few weekends. So, yeah, I think the Cowboys will win, though. All right, on over to the AFC Wild Card weekend. We have the Bills and Steelers. Bills. I don't even know how the Steelers are in the playoffs right now. I think it's because the Jags lost to the Titans, but Bills are on a hot streak right now. Josh Allen is looking amazing if he cleans up those picks. But other than that, I think he leads the NFL in the most passing touchdowns as well. So, yeah, I think the Bills will definitely beat the Steelers. It will be a tough game, I think, though, because the Steelers' defense is, I will give them credit where it is due. The Steelers' defense is very good. It's scary. TJ Watt is crazy. I still think Myles Garrett is better. But yeah, Bills are on a hot streak. Josh Allen's going crazy. He's trying to make a run ever since they went 6-6. So they'll definitely make it to the divisional round. So on to KC and Miami. This is an interesting one. So they're playing in KC, where the weather is supposed to be -2 degrees. Not so good for the Miami Dolphins, where it is almost 70 degrees year round. So, but other than that, this is tough. I think Miami will win. I believe that's how it goes. I can't remember exactly if that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Because the top bracket comes down here, bottom bracket goes up there, and the middle bracket stays in. I think Miami. It's so hard. I like Patrick Mahomes. He was really good last year, but I don't think he's that good this year. He has no receivers, absolutely no receivers, other than Travis Kelce, and then all you really have to do is double team Travis Kelce, and then man on their other receivers that can't catch a damn ball to save their life, and then you really just beat them, right? Miami, I think, is on a losing streak as well, though, with 2 losses. So, in my opinion, I think KC will win. I don't like KC. I don't like Miami either, but it's just so hard to tell. And KC's home as well, so home field advantage. -2 degrees. Miami's on a losing streak. I think KC will put it in the bag and reach the divisional round. So I think that is what will happen. So all right, last wild card game. The Houston Texans against the Cleveland Browns in Houston. So this is going to be a tough game. Whether I like it or not, this is going to be a very tough game for the Browns. I think, yes, we beat them. Like, we put in our backups by the fourth quarter when we first played them. But CJ Stroud wasn't there. He was on the sidelines with concussion protocol. So, in my opinion, CJ Stroud was not on defense. So I am not worried about our offense scoring on the Texans. What I am worried about is our defense handling CJ Stroud. We'll see how it goes, obviously. No bias at all, I think the Browns will win. There is a lot at stake right now, and with the amount of injuries they've had, what has happened to them throughout the entire year, and then Joe Flacco coming in, I think the standard for, and I think every team in the NFL can agree to this statement, I think the standards for Cleveland is way up here. Like, beyond belief, way up here. And it's just something that I told my dad the other day. I was like, whether we make it or not, whether we go deep in the playoffs, whether we lose in the wild card against the Texans, I'm scared to see what this team is 100% healthy. Because if we're this good with, what was they said something about, during the Bears game, how like 26% of our salary cap is on injured reserved. Think about that for a second. Right? We don't have Deshaun Watson, which, I mean, Deshaun Watson either needs to fucking retire or get his ass in the fucking game, because Joe Flacco is 100% better. from what I've seen. I will say Deshaun Watson is the last quarterback to beat Lamar. I will say that. He is the last quarterback in the NFL to beat Lamar so far. So, no Nick Chubb. We lost him in week 2. Almost our entire O-line is gone. Let's see. Who else is out? During the playoffs, during the regular season, we didn't have Denzel Ward for like 1 or 2 games. We half of our secondary was like on concussion or injured reserve or on injury list, but they came back, right? They weren't on IR. The standard for the Cleveland Browns right now is way up here, beyond par. Like the standard right now is you should be able to make it to the AFC Championship game. That is, I think, is a reasonable, at least an AFC Championship game, reasonable statement, right? Whether they actually put in the effort, and actually get there, it's up to them. We'll see. This is just predictions. I will say I love CJ Stroud. He warms my heart. Good guy. Amazing quarterback. I think he won, after today, I think he won NFL Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And me and my friends were actually talking about CJ Stroud. Like, if you think about it, if he didn't miss those 2 weeks, do you think he would have been in the MVP talks? Like, this kid is, he's like, oh my god, he's like 3 years older than me, 2 years older than me? And this dude is putting up numbers better than some of the veteran quarterbacks out here, right? But in the end, I think the Cleveland Browns will win. And then they will get, and I believe since we're higher than the Miami Dolphins, I think we will have home field advantage. So real quick. There you go. Honest opinion. Hi. See my dog right here? Hi. What girl? You need attention? I'm making a video right now. You wanna watch? You wanna watch? Huh? Your breast stinks, girl. Your breast stinks. Go lay down. Yes, I love you. I love you. Alright, go lay down. Okay? Go lay down. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think the Browns will win against Houston. I will not say it won't be an easy game. It'll be a very tough game. If anything, it'll probably be their hardest game. Besides playing against, if I decide to think they will make it past the divisional, until they play the Ravens, right? Because, like, my perfect world right now is this, right here. And then at this point, I love the Lions as well, their Cinderella story. And then, obviously, the Browns is my favorite team. Like, it's so hard. If this came down to it, I don't know who I would pick, because I love both teams, right? Both 0-16 teams, like... It's a very emotional. If this ever happened, this would be an emotional game for both teams. Like, regardless, you cannot say it won't be an emotional game, right? And this is just a perfect world, right? Perfect world. Not so perfect world, but understandable and love it, right? So that is my wild card playoffs, wild card week, right? Now we go on to the divisional. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. And then I think we'll go to the NFC first, and I think this will be the 3rd time in a row that the Cowboys play the 49ers in the division, right? And the 49ers have always won. But, I hate the Cowboys, I hate the 49ers, I believe the Cowboys will win this game, right? My only reason behind this is not only are the 49ers on a losing streak, I think. Not really a losing streak, but what I should, a better way to say it is that the 49ers offense is starting to get figured out. Ever since the Browns beat the 49ers, teams have figured out their offense and how Brock Purdy plays, right? I think when they win against Green Bay, they will be hyped up. They will be ready. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to go crazy at this game. Dak Prescott won't make any stupid decisions like last year, running it for 15 yards with no timeouts, 10 seconds to go, right down the middle of the field, and slide. Yeah. I think their defense will handle them well, right? But yeah, I think through and through, I think the Cowboys will make it to the NFC Championship, right? Lions against Tampa Bay. Didn't like Baker. I liked Baker, but I didn't like him, right? He was such an off and on quarterback, right? After beating the Rams, I think the Lions will handle business against the Buccaneers, right? No comments. Like, literally, I think the Lions will handle business. They won't really struggle. If they do struggle, they probably injured someone against the Rams game. Or weren't prepared enough. But I think the Lions will definitely handle business against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? So this will be the NFC Championship right here. Right here. Cowboys versus Lions. No comments. I think, honestly, I think this will be a really good game. This would be a phenomenal game. Because I can't remember the last time I don't even think I was born. The last time Cowboys made it to the NFC Championship. And then the Lions, technically before the Super Bowl was a thing, or technically before divisions and stuff like that were a thing, the Lions have made it to the NFC Championship. So, and it was actually, if you want to quote-unquote say championship game or Super Bowl back then, it was against the Browns, Lions versus Browns. So, but anyways, I think this will be an amazing game. So much on the line right here. Cowboys really want to make it to the Super Bowl. First time ever Lions trying to get to the Super Bowl, you know. Both teams have struggled. I think this will be a really good game. All right. So now, on to the AFC Divisional. Ravens, Bills, right? Ravens are a juggernaut this season, right? They have stayed relatively healthy the entire season, which is a fucking miracle. And they are just handling business, right? They are standing on business, handling business. No questions. No further questions. Like, they are probably, if not the best NFL team right now. Hands down. Right? They slaughtered the Dolphins. They destroyed the Chiefs. Like, you can't deny that the Ravens are amazing this year, right? Bills, on a winning streak. Josh Allen is going crazy. He's heading Stephon Diggs, you know. I think this will be a good game. I think it will be within 3 points. Within 3 points. But ultimately, I believe the Ravens will definitely get there. I think the Ravens will get there. I think the Ravens will handle business. They're at home in Baltimore. Crazy stadium, you know, lights out. I believe this will be a night game, you know. So, I think Ravens will handle it. Ravens will definitely handle it. So, my heart wants to say this. My heart definitely wants to say this. But Miami is a very good team. This will be a 50-50 match, right? And what is this? Miami in Cleveland. because I believe this will be a Cleveland game. This will be the first playoff home game for the Cleveland Browns. Ooh, that's actually, you actually got to think about that. Because, so, if Browns take care of Texans, and then Miami beats the Chiefs, Browns will be home, based off of their standings, right? Because Browns will be number 5, and then Miami is technically number 6 right now. Because they lost to the Bills. So, comment down, correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe if Browns beat Houston and Miami beats KC, Browns will be home for this game. Correct? I believe that is true. So that's another thing. My gears are turning right now. Obviously, my heart says this, but my brain was telling me, my gears were telling me Miami wins this game. Definitely a very close fight, very close game. Maybe within a point, maybe within a field goal, something like that. But now thinking that the Browns will be home, their first ever playoff game. Their first ever playoff game at home, right? To try to get to the AFC Championship for the first time in Cleveland's history, right? So now, as long as nobody gets injured, I am going to actually say this. I'm actually going to say this. Now, oh, Sasha, you're being biased. You love the Cleveland Browns. You love the Cleveland Browns. Blah, 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 blah. Look, if you really think about it, just really, really think about it, the Browns will be home, their first ever playoff home game, trying to get to the AFC Championship game. Technically on a winning streak. You don't count the Bengals game because we were using our practice squad. Like, this game, I'm not saying it will be easy. I'm not saying the Browns will blow the Dolphins out. I'm saying this will be within a 50-yard field goal or within 1 point. But Browns are home, trying to get to the AFC Championship game after everything that has happened to them, right? My head now says Browns, right? Again, this is just my opinion, right? Here we go. We are now on to the championship games. Let's go to the NFC. Damn, dude. These are both really good games. This is a long silence, boys. Awkward silence. Awkward silence. I don't know who's home for this game, actually. Would it be whoever? Because they both won their. Oh no! Lions would be home, right? Because technically, if both teams make it this far, the Lions in the end won their division. The Cowboys did not. So Lions would be home. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time I've ever did this. I've definitely done it like with my friends, just on the side kind of thing. For the past 3 years. This is my 4th year doing this. But the Lions should be home. I believe so. Since they won their division and the Cowboys didn't, right? Lions will win this game. I think Lions will win this game. I think they're going to straighten up their defense, especially against the Cowboys, against Dak Prescott. Definitely learn how to shut down CeeDee Lamb. But I believe this is it right here. And then the Lions will be going to the NFL playoffs, Super Bowl 58. They will be going to Super Bowl 58, right? Good game though. I think this will definitely be a good game. Hopefully, anyways. But I think Lions will definitely get there. Okay, Ravens and Browns in Baltimore. Whew, this will be a tough game. This will definitely be a tough game for the Browns. My heart says this. It's so hard because I really want to say this, dude. Because I really believe it. I really, like I said at the beginning of this video, I think the standards for the Cleveland Browns are so fucking high right now that you need to get here. You need to get here, right? And then Joe Flacco coming back home. The story is set. Like, I want to say this so badly. So badly. But in the end, all dreams crumble. But I think the Baltimore Ravens will make it to the Super Bowl 58. I think they will. I think they'll make it to Super Bowl 58. They will beat the Browns in a very close game. A very close game. I think at start, first half, I think the Browns will lead. The Browns will lead and going into the half, showing dominance. And then second half, Lamar comes out, balls out. You know, can't stop Lamar when he's on fire. You know, when he's cooking. And what would make it a good game is Justin Tucker kicking a 60-yard field goal to beat the Cleveland Browns. I think that will happen. I think it will come down to a field goal, though. I think it will come down to a field goal. Again, it's in Baltimore. You can't help that. They are the number 1 seed, the best NFL team in the NFL right now. Yeah, I think they will definitely win. Sad, but I think it's the truth. I think we can all agree on this. Most of us, anyways. But long overdue, you think? Ravens have been going to the playoffs and then losing every single year. So, long overdue. For both teams, really. But Super Bowl 58, here we are. If this does come to pass, I will be rooting for the Lions. Sorry, Ravens fans, I will not be rooting for you. I will be definitely rooting for the Lions. The other 0-16 team, other Cinderella story of the NFL. But, can we all go back towards the middle of the football season, where the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions, played each other.
And the Baltimore Ravens massacred, destroyed, utterly beat down into the curve against the Lions. The Ravens handled business. They meant business. They brought their suits and ties to that damn game. They meant. They made a statement. Right? Because everyone thought the Detroit Lions was going to beat the Ravens. And Ravens, ever since then, has defeated every winning record team since then. The Lions, the 49ers, who else did they beat? The Dolphins, right? They have been handling business. They are a juggernaut team. Lamar, when he is on fire, cannot be stopped. Their defense, arguably the best defense in the league, next to the Cleveland Browns, right? with probably the most picks. I haven't looked at the statistics, but probably with the most interceptions from a defense this season. And they will definitely add on more throughout this playoff and in the Super Bowl. So, when you ask me who do I think is going to win Super Bowl 58? The motherfucking Detroit Lions! There we go. The motherfucking Detroit Lions. I believe wholeheartedly this will be the bet. What again? Another amazing freaking Super Bowl, right? This will be an amazing Super Bowl. So much is on the line here. You can't deny it, right? This will be the first time the Lions have ever made it to the Super Bowl. And they are going to make sure this is not the last time they make it here. Right? I wholeheartedly believe the Lions will beat the Baltimore Ravens. Here's my reason and why. Again, like I said, there's so much on the line for the Lions. But the Lions have already played Baltimore once. They know how they work. They know their system. You know, they know how they're going to come out fighting. They're going to come out fighting like a juggernaut, right? That's the Baltimore Ravens. But there has been so much development with the Detroit Lions. In the end, this is just my opinion, but I think the Lions will win and get their first Super Bowl trophy and hoist the Lombardi in Detroit. Yeah, that's my opinion. A little bias. I will say a little bias, but I think it's understandable, right? I'm a huge Cleveland Browns fan, and I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win, right? So, this is what I think the playoffs will look like. I will, if you guys want to follow my Instagram, it is, what is it? My Instagram is slushy0504. If you guys want to drop down to follow on that IG, or if you guys, my Instagram account is public, so if you guys, you don't have to follow me, but you guys can look at my story every time it comes out. I do a different way. Do a similar, something similar to this, but it's totally different. I kind of like each week I say who's gonna win, and then the next week I take those results and say who's gonna win the next week, right? So like I'll definitely say Cleveland, Miami, and Bills. Right? Let's say they win, and then let's just say Miami wins and Bills win, right? I would be 0-2 that week, and then I'll say Bills over Dolphins, right? I do it differently, but this is my other way that I do this. You guys can take a screenshot. We will come back to this after Super Bowl 58, revisit this, and see what happens. All right. Thank you all for watching. I think this is a good bracket right here. If you guys give me your opinions, roast me in the comments, trash talk me in the comments, please. I beg you, because it fuels me. It fuels me, especially you Steelers fans. Look, if there's one thing the entire AFC North can agree on, whether we all hate each other, the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens, there's one thing we can all agree on. It is that we all hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Right? At the end of the day, all three teams hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? So keep that in mind, Steelers, right? I won't lie. You guys have a lot of Super Bowl wins. You guys have a lot of rings. Browns have 0, all right? I'm not denying it. I'm a humble Browns fan, right? But know your f***ing place, okay? You ain't getting anywhere with Mason Rudolph, right? Mason Rudolph is going to be rejected so harder than when Red-Nosed Rudolph got rejected when he was a little kid, right? Maybe he gets accepted like Rudolph does at the end of the story. But he's not going to be respected once the Bills put your asses in the dirt. Who knows? The Steelers might win. I don't give a fuck. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.